Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the MLS Madness. So we have a poll going in the chat right now. We're going to give people a few more minutes to get into the webinar, but we're seeing who will win the World Cup. Who do you have winning? We see USA is leading the polls at this point in time. It would be really cool if everyone voted. We can't list everybody in the poll. The Zoom has a limit, so we listed some of the teams off the top of our heads, and some of obviously USA is on there, but we have, Mexico, Switzerland, Spain, Portugal. So France. Is that who we have? I'm sorry, give me 1 second. You hear feedback? You guys hearing feedback too? Okay, so we'll just give it another minute. We'll get everyone in here and then we'll get moving with the madness. So definitely place your vote. Who do you think is going to win? Be sure to comment in the chat if there's a team that's not listed here that you think is going to win, like France, and we will argue with you. All right. Okay. All right. Looks like a lot of people have trickled in. So we're just gonna move forward with the opening of the MLS Madness. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll leave the poll up for just a bit longer so people who join a little late can still answer the poll. Um, so people don't feel left out on mentioning their team. But moving forward with the madness, on your screen, you should see our schedule for today. We're going to have two guest speakers at 10:35 and 11 a.m. with Rent Spree and Rabingi, two tools in our system for everybody. But take a minute to look at the schedule here, see if there's anything you're interested in. If you're interested in it, please type it in the chat. We know we want to give you a little bit more time on that one. Um, and yeah, oops. There are three giveaways today that keep an eye out for. You do need to be in the chat when the giveaways happen. When the wheel is spun for the winner, you will have to raise your hand in the chat in order to claim your prize. So, unfortunately, any AI assistants or anything listening to the webinar are ineligible for the giveaway. So, anyone who's here, keep that in mind during these three giveaway times. All right. And moving forward with the schedule, we have quick little housekeeping. The MLS Madness, for those that have not been here before and those that have, it is a quick 10-minute, 15-minute speed training style outside of our special guest speakers that have a little bit more time. So it's to kind of get you acquainted with all the products. And if there are any questions, again, post them in the chat. We will be posting the agenda in the chat. You'll be able to check it depending on, how far into the event we are. It will be posted periodically, so keep an eye out for that. And then please keep any questions you might have during any presentation to the QA section of Zoom. And we will have our presenters answering that either live or in the chat, depending on the time available. There will be a recording of this event emailed to everybody and posted to our YouTube channel at the end of the event. So if you have to step away to do something, don't worry. You'll be able to get the whole event. And lastly, this is the MLS Madness. We're trying to have a little bit of fun here. There's a lot of topics to go over, so please have fun. And then before we start, we have a little video showcasing the MLS for everybody.
Most people still think of the MLS as a database, but today's MLS is more of a business platform. The MLS is a most prestigious nationwide technical and publishing company, offering advertisements in our coveted print and digital magazine.
Today I'm on Sutton Way, and I put this ad in the MLS magazine so we have loads and loads of people. So I just want to say thank you, MLS.
What truly sets us apart is our team. When our members need help, they know that they have access to real people in real time. Our team of local professionals offer a real connection. We are not a generic call-in support center. We are invested in your success. As the market continues to grow and change, our job is to help members stay ahead. Today, the MLS provides more than just listing data. Our technical team and developers have crafted software solutions like Search Plus and the MLS Go app that help agents work more efficiently and effectively. The MLS exclusive status has been added to offer sellers more flexible listing options. And look forward to our brand new AI-powered guest site, which showcases our members. We at the MLS are always here to support you.
All right. And so that's just a little bit of what the MLS, some of those products are going to be shown today. And starting with one of the things mentioned in the video is MLS exclusive with one of our product managers, Usman. Usman,
Uh,
if you want to take it over.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the MLS Madness. Here, I'm going to go over a couple things. Our latest status, MLS exclusive, or MX, as many of you may have seen in the system. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Let's get logged in. So I will show you a couple of the features we have within MLS exclusive specifically, and actually before that, I'll go into some of the rules, some of the do's and don'ts, give you an overview of what it is for those of you that it's new to, and we can get into some of the specifics. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the MLS exclusive rules. Okay, pull this up. Okay, so okay, so what is MLS exclusive? Our latest status, MLS exclusive, allows you to market your listing and create listings exclusively within the Vesta Plus network and within specifically the Claw membership. So any listing you want to create within this new status must start off as an MLS exclusive listing before it follows its life cycle. So starting with some of the features here, what can and cannot be done with MLS exclusive. So a big feature here is we do not load any of these listings on the internet. None of the listings are syndicated or shared with public sites. This includes data shares as well, other MLSs. This is within our exclusive membership only. So you won't have it on IDX feeds, on virtual office websites. Also, some of the statuses within MLS exclusive are restricted, such as going to hold or withdrawn. You can still transition to other statuses as it goes through the life cycle, as such as active under contract, as well as sold. But you'll see for a couple different reasons, we've limited the status here. Also, stats are not available here. We don't include these listings within CMAs. We also do not calculate DOM on these listings. So really, you have a great opportunity to not just showcase your listing within our membership, our Claw membership, but you can get a lot of that test feedback as well as see how your listing performs and start to even make changes such as listing price changes without it showing up in the history until the listing is sold. So a few more features. Let's look at some of the things you can do with it. So here you can hide the street address. So it gives you a privacy option. The uh, the status for private has gone away. It's been replaced by this option within the MLS exclusive status. As mentioned, DOM does not display or nor is it calculated. There is another field we've added, which is a DMX field, which allows you to see how many days in exclusive. But again, we don't show any of this or display any of this until the listing is sold. Uh, Also, listing history, any price changes will also not be displayed until the listing has gone through and actually been sold. So even when it goes to active or when it goes to another status, there is no indication at that point of the price changes done while in MLS exclusive. Brokers MLS exclusive will be included in their back office feeds. We do allow you to do public marketing. Um, there's a lot of the standard things that are required when you create a listing, such as a valid listing agreement. It does need a listing photo, but again, you'll see a lot of the features and maneuverability and accessibility of this new status is pretty robust. You can also, unlike other statuses, you can also schedule open houses, include this in showings, and uh, and market it otherwise. So there's quite a bit of opportunities here, and I'll go through some of the options and show you a little bit of what to expect when you're actually in there creating listings and interacting with the MLS exclusive listings as well. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and transition over to the system. So here I am logged in. Let me go ahead and maximize the screen. Let's go over to the listing search. Okay. And here immediately you can see the fact that I have a new status, MLS exclusive. So MLS exclusive are going to be listed in these color pins. You'll see them within the app as well, MLS Go, if you've recently logged into that in the last few months. And here I'm just going to do a broad search. I can already see there's many listings created as MLS exclusive. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these listings. So I'm going to go ahead and click into one of these. So a couple things I'm noticing right away. DOM is going to be 0. I've listed, I can't see that the address is visible. There is no privacy setting applied. If the privacy setting was applied, I would not see the address. I would not see the street address. It would say private in that place. And also any other place where the address would have been exposed would also be hidden, such as on the detail report and any other searches. I can see here quickly, DOM is 0. I can see that's an exclusive listing. It is calculating DMX. So if I actually click in here, let's look at the history. I will not get any history for this APN number during the MLS exclusive time. As you'll see, you will receive a message stating that as well. Also, any indication of time and DOM will also not be exposed until after the listing is sold, and I'll show you an example of that. Okay. Oops. Uh, let's look at a couple. Actually, let's look at a couple options as to how you can create an MLS exclusive listing for those of you also new to the system, or to creating an MLS exclusive listing as well. Let's Okay, actually, what we can do is I'll just copy one for an example. And I won't actually publish this, but we'll go through some of the steps. So here, as you create a listing, anytime you come in here, as mentioned, the life cycle of the listing allows you to start with MLS exclusive and go into other statuses. So you must start as an exclusive if you want to use that status. You cannot transition into that status from another status, such as active or coming soon. So if I select MLS exclusive at the start of the listing life. Here I'm getting a message saying syndication will be disabled. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that because, as we know, syndication is disabled as well as any data shares and public sites, as mentioned. Now, here is the first main option I have. If I go ahead and look at the info, it's a little small here, but you can see the selection of yes will hide the address in reports, maps, and any other listing information, any other listing location while the listing is in MX. So this is a dynamic field. You can select it and in the next day or hour or week, change your selection. Anytime the listing is within the MLS exclusive status, you have this option to hide this address. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and select yes. As mentioned, you do need a seller's agreement and as well as a photo. The photo can be uploaded within a few days, but you do need that seller authorization. So once you've created this, you would set up the listing as you normally would. You would upload your agreement, and essentially at that time you have a brand new MLS exclusive listing. All the other fields and information is relatively consistent, but the main portion here, which you'll see, which is new, is within the status option, and specifically within the status option, the first option is flexible listing options. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the other aspects of this of this new status, and I can show you a bit more information there.
Yeah, Usman, just a quick thing. We have a
Yeah.
question in the chat from an agent that's asking why a seller would want MLS exclusive. Could you answer that for them?
Absolutely. So there's a few reasons, as mentioned here, you can use the exclusive status. One, you have the ability to test your listing within any of our entire network, which is a network of over 16,000 agents. And here you can post your listing. And again, a few of the advantages here that you have is it is not calculating any DOM. So during the entire listing life cycle of while it's in exclusive, there is no DOM calculation. And also we hide various things related to the listing history, such as price changes, which I'll show you and as well, so you can make price changes, you can increase, you can find that right sweet spot for your listing without without anything propagated to any other site, without it being exposed, and without the listing history even showing that you've made price changes. So really, it gives you a lot of flexibility within the listing. Also, it's a great way. It's a no harm, no foul way to get your listing going as well before it's even exposed to larger markets. Additional benefits, as mentioned, especially in the LA area, if you have clients that want maybe more on anonymity, more privacy around their listing, you can also have more privacy options there. So really, you get quite a robust feature set within an exclusive network without it impacting your listing or maybe even displaying that it's been on a site for any time because we are not showing DOM. So um, I'll go ahead and I'll show you a few more comparisons within our system as well, and I'll give you which may highlight some more of the benefits as well. So let's compare. Let's look at another form. Okay, so here, let's go ahead and look at some comparison options. So here I can see even a lot of times, why would I use an MLS exclusive versus a coming soon listing? That could be another option as well, but you can see here there is a little bit more flexibility. You can also create open houses. Again, within the Claw network is where all of these listings would reside and show. There are a couple of similarities. You can see you can market it within these elements. You can put it on your own website. You can market these listings on your social media. Um, As mentioned again, you're not able to, we're not including this with statistics. It's not showing in any CMA additional reports for statistics purposes. Here, we don't allow you to put it in hold just because the same advantage I mentioned earlier. Are not calculating DOM as we are in other statuses, for example. So the hold it's really not as relevant to the status. Again, you cancel it as well. And here, really a big advantage here is price changes are not recorded in history. This is only exposed again once the listing is sold. Even when the listing goes from MLS exclusive to active, for example, or active under contract, we do not expose any of the information until the listing is completed its life cycle and actually been transitioned to a sold status. Okay. Okay. Again, public syndication, we don't share with any other websites or put on the in the anywhere on any public website. You still have access to it within all of your other elements such as cards, hot sheets, which is again some statuses as we know are excluded from that, including coming soon. And then we have a new field called DMX, and I'll show you a little bit of the impact of that as well. So let's look at a couple more forms. Okay. So okay, so what's happened here? So I showed you an example of the MLS exclusive. While it's an exclusive, you'll see a big message as we saw, no listing history is available. Okay. But what happens when it transitions to another status? And here I've just included a couple examples. So when you transition into another status, such as active under contract, we do insert a line which indicates it was an MLS exclusive, but we don't have any DOM values or any indication of any time spent in DOM. Okay, which is again the big advantage. We're not calculating any time while it's an MLS exclusive. We're not counting any DOM days there. The only time we transition into a more historical view of the listing is, again, as mentioned, when the listing is sold, the listing will go through its entire life cycle. It will be closed, it will be transitioned to sold. And once it's transitioned to sold, we do include a new field, DMX. And in the DMX field, you will see the history as you go through the sold history. Again, DOM is not impacted. What is exposed are the price changes as well as the DMX. But again, DMX is, you can think of this as a field. This is, days in MLS exclusive. This is a field exclusive to the MLS. It's not exposed anywhere else, nor is it calculated within any other algorithm. So you really we display this for historical purposes and allow the user to come in and see what the stats were once it's been sold. But you can see prior to any transition to sold, we don't expose any of that. So okay, with that said, I will go into some more of the details here. I'll also show you on the MLS exclusive app. You can on MLS Go, you can actually control similar settings, and uh, you have access to the same privacy options as well as filters. And I'll show you later on for those of you who can stay for that portion. I'll also show you how you can transition that into the private status on the quick edit menu within MLS Go. Okay.
All
With that
right.
said, thank you.
Thank you, Usman. So the MLS exclusive status, as a few of the questions I saw in chat kind of asked about, was created specifically for seller choice, for seller listing options. It isn't a better or worse option than what is currently available to you. It's more options for you and your seller to be able to meet their needs based on if they want more privacy, based on if they're trying to only sell to a specific audience. This is some just a little bit more choice for everybody to handle. Um, don't think of it as a better or worse, like, oh, this is better than active, this is better than coming soon. It all depends on what your seller wants, and as agents, that's what you are trying to meet. So. Um, moving on to the next set of tools that we have been working on, we have John showing off his new member profile, which will be showing up in our new guest site later this year.
Perfect. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, so let me go into our profile here. I'm excited to show this to everybody today. So for my part, I'll be focusing on our new agent profile experience, what's new, and how to tailor your profile and how it's going to benefit you. So I'm really excited to kind of show you this and kind of give you a teaser of what to expect in the future for this new profile and the upcoming redesign that we have of our consumer-facing website. So some of you may already be aware of how to customize your profile, how to update your information, but for others, it might be a first look. I definitely encourage you all to go in there and make sure your profile is ready and presentable when we do release the new consumer-facing site, which will be um, we'll have more details out in the future as we get closer to that. But what I want you to keep in mind throughout the profile is that this is going to be kind of the foundation, the beginning point of how consumers will be able to discover you and getting that first impression and allowing them to know who you are, view a couple of your highlights, your listings, areas that you work in, things like that. So the very first thing I want to show you is kind of how to access it and what it will look like. So you can access it and get kind of a early preview of what your profile will look like by logging into the MLS, going to profile, and then selecting this view profile option. Now I have a profile that's pretty fleshed out and detailed here where I have a image of myself, a couple of details, a biography, and some information about my current inventory or past sales, and some choices on how they can contact me. And again, this is all available. You can see your own profile right now. So I'm logged in as myself. I can view and manage my own profile. Now, uh, again, you can think of the profile as kind of your like digital presence or a way to market and promote yourself. So you want to make sure that it has a good impact when you first see it and it's all fully fleshed out. So now we'll go in and see how we can kind of enhance that profile. So again, going back to profile, you can select edit profile, and this will take you to kind of our new organized edit profile hub. So the edit profile page has been organized into these different tabs that you see here on the left-hand side. You can quickly jump between different sections, and I'll cover some of the important ones. But let's begin with kind of the main thing that you'll see here within our public profile. So I already have an image. I already have a background image here, but you might see a profile where it's pretty bare. Maybe you don't have anything there yet, you don't have any information. So again, I just highly encourage you guys to make sure you have an image. If you haven't uploaded an image in a while, maybe it's good time to upload like a nice high quality, high resolution image. That can be done by just selecting these options, going into your computer and selecting a nice, beautiful image of this handsome man over here, adding that to your profile. And again, the same thing works with your background. So you can add a nice background of whatever you might like and add it there. A couple of other things that we've added as well is a section for your biography. So maybe you want to put some information about yourself, who you are, and get that really strong first impression, right? So you can click on Edit Bio and then go to update your biography with whatever information you may want to add for your biography. On the right-hand side, you can make sure your contact information is up to date and relevant. And then at the bottom, we have sections for your social media. So promote that Instagram account, promote your YouTube, promote your Facebook, however else other people can see who you are or get a better idea of your presence or your engagement on multiple platforms. You can also control with some toggles what is shown on the public profile. So if there's information you do not want to display to consumers, you can select these toggles here and hide certain information from the profile. Going into the Office tab, you can see here your office information since it cannot be changed within the profile, but we can update things like the office logo. So if you want your office logo to be presented, and again, I just highly encourage you all to try to have a as completed of a profile as possible. You can upload your office logo. And then the one of the most important or impactful features of the profile will be your inventory and the listings that are shown on your profile. So we provided a way to kind of manage that public inventory. So this section here, the inventory, will control which of your listings will appear on your public profile. Uh, Only your active, your pending, under contract, or sold listings and coming soon listings will appear on those on this profile because those are the types of properties that will be searchable and found by the consumer on the consumer site. So because of that, those are the only properties you'll be able to manage when you're on here. But there's a really couple of useful tools that will help you kind of curate your inventory and make sure it's presented in a way that you like. Maybe you want to show your best wins in the very front of your inventory or at the very top. So we allow that to happen with a pinning option. So here, if I had, let's say, 10 listings that I've worked on or that I've sold in the past, I can select this pin icon to pin certain properties at the very top of this list. This will make sure that they appear first, regardless of when it's sold. It could have sold maybe older than some other newer properties I have, but I really like this one, so I want to promote it the most. I can pin that and make sure it's appearing at the top. Another thing I can manage is if I want to show this property at all. So maybe I feel like I don't want to present this property to them. For some reason, I want to remove it or exclude it from being shown on my profile. I can turn on this visibility option here, and it will then be hidden from my profile. So again, you have a lot of choices. You can choose to hide all of your inventory if you'd rather just not have any listings there, or you can choose to show them all. So we have options to make it as flexible as possible. We separate your inventory between your sales, your leases, properties that have already sold, or properties that have been leased, or as we say, rented. You can use these filters as well. So again, if I had inventory there, give you a full list. But to help you manage it, you can choose which transaction side or which property type you want to be able to find. So again, it's a great way to showcase your best listings and the listings that maybe you're most proud of, and you want to make sure that they stay front and center on that profile. So as you can see, as you start to flesh it out, you start to get a better looking profile, something that gives them actionable items for them to view. They can reach out to you, they can send an email, they can visit your social media accounts, they can read your biography. We're excited to increase the capability of this page as well by adding more items to it as we kind of approach our release for the consumer site. So we're looking to add more, such as maybe languages spoken, areas that are served, and anything else. So take a look, and we would also appreciate any feedback that you might provide us on how to best promote our agents. Another thing I want to mention, going back to the public profile here, is this member site visibility toggle. So as you can see here, we do provide our members an option of whether they want their profile to be seen by other MLS members within our website. So from here, we can choose to show a view profile button. And if I have this turned on, what this will do is if I go to my listings, or if any member happens to come across one of my listings and they go down and view the agent report and they go down to my information or the seller's agent's information at the bottom, you'll see this view profile button. So if you see that button on the reports, you can click on this profile and that will show the profile of the agent that you're viewing. So again, if you don't want to have that button there, we can go to our edit profile and simply turn that off. And that will remove it from the reports so that no other agents can see your public profile. We have it there so that we can start kind of promoting this profile as we, again, start ramping up to the new consumer site. So again, here I can go to, for example, Jose. He has his profile available. I can click on it and I can see what his profile looks like. I can read his biography. And again, this will be very fleshed out in the near future. So yeah, if you start to see this, this will also appear on other sections of our site, such as the reverse prospecting, when you reverse prospect for an agent, or when you perform some type of roster search. We will be able to view these view profile buttons when agents or our members have opted in to make sure that it's visible and presentable. So again, everything is designed with the consumer in mind and that consumer discovery. So we can't wait. We're excited to show you guys what that will look like and how consumers will be able to search for agents and discover them, and how that will help benefit our members, and how it will allow buyers and sellers to find you, view your listings, and contact you directly. So again, we're still actively working on that. We're working on enhancements to the agent profile, like I mentioned. Um, so again, go in, make sure it's fleshed out, make sure your profile is ready. The last thing you want is to not have a great looking profile on day one when consumers are able to reach out and find you. And this will be the foundation that we'll continue to build on. And again, your feedback will help us guiding our roadmap. So feel free to share anything in regards to the agent profile. And then one more time, just to uh, show you how to find it, you can select Profile from the top of the menu bar. You can go to View Profile if you want to see what your public profile will look like, or you can click on Edit Profile to be able to go in here and manage your profile and make sure it's curated to the best of your liking. And that's really it. Let me see if there are any questions. So hiding the inventory will affect only the public. So our agents will still be able to view the full, well, it's still a limited inventory, but when you're managing your inventory, you're only managing how it's shown to the public. Our members will still have that access that they continue to use with our existing roster search or the agent search. So it's not going to impact other agents' inventory other than we do not show other agents the things like expired or canceled type of listings. But everything else, this toggle will only impact the consumers and the public when they view the profile. Okay, so with that, I guess we can start off with, we'll give it to Anthony and we can go to our first giveaway.
All right, it's that time, the giveaway. So it's going to be a $25 Amazon gift card. Let me pull up the spin wheel for everybody to see. Also, there's a fun announcement. It seems that USA has won the poll for everyone who everybody thinks is going to win the World Cup. Nobody expected that. So we're going to end the poll now. It was a good showing. Second place was Mexico. So that's what everybody thinks is happening with the World Cup. So let's pull up the spin wheel for everybody to see who wins the $25 Amazon gift card. Just put that out the way, that out the way. And
And the user has to be, the member has to be here to receive the prize.
yes, they do. So after this is spun, please raise your hand in the chat to claim your prize. Okay, Vicky. Vicky, are you in the chat to receive your $25 Amazon gift card, which will be emailed to you, by the way, so you don't have to come anywhere to get it. But if you're here, please raise your hand in the chat. If not, we will. I see. Okay, Vicky is here. Good job. Congratulations. Right. So that will be emailed to you for the email that you used. to sign up for this webinar. So please keep an eye out on that email for the $25 Amazon gift card, which is essentially as good as cash. Get anything off Amazon these days. So congratulations. Now, moving on to our next topic at hand, we have Jose presenting the hidden gems within our system. Some more tools for you guys to use to be able to learn more.
Great. Thank you, Anthony. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the hidden gems that we have in the MLS. Some tools and features that maybe not a lot of you are aware of. So let's go ahead and show you guys some of these tools. All right, so on the homepage, when you're logged in, we have this widget or this portlet called MLS Products and Services. And in here, you're going to find all grades of tools and features that you can use that are available for some realtor members. Some of you guys can have access to some of these tools. And so let's take a look at a couple of these. So we're going to look at Premiere, Reese Media Premiere, where you can read all kinds of news and updates in the industry, some insights. So if you and all of these products, these two products I'm going to mention are included free with your membership. And so let's take a look at Premiere. All you got to do is just click on that icon there, and this will take you to the Reese Media website where you can learn more about what is going on in the industry. And it is broken down to different sections. Once you go in here, you can see there's some different reports, events, and also sections that are dedicated just to agents, to brokers. So depending on what type of information, what type of news you want to read about, you can always just go in here and see what are the latest topics, the latest what's going on in the industry. So yeah, if you want to read more about them, again, just clicking on these different options can bring up the information that you want to read about more about. So that's one of the options that is available for you guys, which is the Reese Media News Premiere. And then the other option we also have is real estate news. Also, another option you have available to, again, get insights on the market, trends. You can just, again, click on that option. And you do have to create an account. So if you just, any of these options that you click on, and again, it is free. It's a free subscription provided to members. And all you got to do is just fill out the information there to sign up for, if you want to sign up for both, you can, or whichever one you want to sign up for. So yeah, just fill out the information, provide all the details, and then we can go ahead and read more about, what's going on in the industry. So very simple to sign up, all right? And then once you get that, activate your subscription. And now you have free real estate news. And again, also broken down into different sections. If you are a broker, what's going on with the MLS, any technology that's that applies to real estate industry. So you can go ahead and read more about all these different options. And yeah, so those are some of the options available for you guys, the Premier News and the Real Estate News. Also, other hidden gems that we can find in here is like, for example, Property Boost. If you want to boost your property, you can go ahead and get more marketing tools in here for you want to advertise your property in Facebook, social media, Instagram. You can do so with Property Boost. Also in here you find like Tech Assist line. All right, Tech Assist line. A lot of agents are not aware of this, but as a member, you also get technical support through the help desk. Nothing MLS related. Maybe you have, for example, some issues with the internet. Your printer is not hooking up right. You can also contact the help desk by going to the Tech Assist line. Another great tool, feature available that it's not being used a lot, unfortunately, but that's because maybe you guys are not aware of that. And so just contacting the help desk and say, hey, I need some help with my printer. I got a virus and I need some help with my, clearing the virus or spam. You could just go ahead and contact the help desk. There's different categories in here you can find. Yeah, so you can see antivirus, email, hardware, anything that is not MLS related and you need help. hey, we're here to help you guys out. Just call into help desk and say, I need some tech assist line support. So another tool available for you, all the members that sign up with the MLS. And yeah, so you can find a lot of different tools in here. Another option as well that is not very knowledgeable by or that are known by agents is the list track feature also. Maybe you need to get some analytics on your listing. How many views have I had on my listing? How many times it's been shared? We have List Track that provides that just by going to the listings menu here and then going to List Track, click Counter. This will bring up the analytics on your listings. As you can see here, you'll be able to see that, hey, I have so many views on my own listings. And unfortunately, this is only for your own listings. You cannot view any other agent's listings. But you can see how many times it's been viewed, how many inquiries, and from where have those inquiries come from. Zillow, how many times my listing has been viewed on Zillow, and you can share this with the seller, the owner of the property, and you can tell them, hey, this is how many times or how many views we've had on the listing, how many times it's been inquired. You can also see that, where has most of the visitors come from, which websites, where are those views coming from, how many times it's been saved, and so, yeah, all different kinds of analytics and statistics that you can pull up on your own listing. So, again, another tool that a hidden gem that's not very used a lot. So, and yeah, you can find a lot of more features and tools within the MLS products and services. Kubicasa, you need to create a free floor plan on your property. You can add that by using Kubicasa and scan that through the app on your phone. We're going to listen about rent spree and fuel here, but you can find all kinds of different tools and features that are available to you guys. So yeah, yeah, and you need to learn more about these products. We do have webinars, trainings that we can provide, and learn more about all these products. So yeah, so let's see. Do we have any questions? I mean, there's no questions on here yet. So cool.
All right, thank you for that, Jose. So within our system, there are always a whole bunch of tools and it might be overwhelming. So as Jose mentioned, do keep in mind that the help desk is always there to support you. They're open 7 days a week with limited hours on the weekends, but they're always there to support you both technically with your own stuff or within our system and within the tools that we offer within our system that you'll reach a human every time you call. So I know right now you're calling a hotel, you have to deal with three different prompts just to get to a human being. With the MLS, you call us, you get a human almost immediately. There's no prompts for you to have to go through unless, of course, all the humans are on a call. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that you still get real people when you call. Um, so moving forward with more tools that we do offer for our members, things to help you continue your searches, to continue with, giving your clients all the information that they can use. We have John with Search Plus.
All right. I'm really excited to show you guys Search Plus. We received tons of great feedback on Search Plus from agents, from our members, and how convenient it is, how much time it saved them, and how amazing it is to have this information all within kind of one system and one platform. So, yeah, so for this, I'll be discussing what Search Plus is and some of the things that it can do for you to help kind of save time and reveal maybe some information that was a little bit harder to find in the past, or information that just wasn't very clear on how to find it, or even that it was even there. So, just to give you an idea, Search Plus is a kind of a newer take on the typical listing search that throws in an extra bonus feature of also being a public record search. So it's really a two-in-one search. You're getting two things you can search for: MLS data, MLS listings, and public record listings. So this allows us to also complement our MLS data with that public record data so that we can provide the most comprehensive search we've ever had. And this is helping out agents with the time that they're spending on their website searching for properties and the ability to find properties that have also maybe sold outside of the MLS. And it can help discover those properties within the Search Plus tool. So let's dive right into it and show you how you can access this great new amazing search tool. When you're logged in, you can go to the search from our menu bar, and you might have already seen this. It has a little beta tag on it, but it says Search Plus. So that plus is that option, that additional feature of being able to search not just MLS listings, but public record data. So when you go into Search Plus, you can see that it's kind of been it's modernized. So it's made to be as user-friendly, as intuitive, and as familiar as possible. So we've kind of redesigned this in a way that can make it a little bit easier to navigate and understand how to use it. So we'll start with kind of our search bar at the top here, where you can enter pretty much anything. You can enter your typical areas, cities, zip codes that you're used to, subdivisions, things like that. But you can also search for any property. Because we're tying this and it's a two-in-one type of search, you can enter an APN number or you can enter an MLS number. So I can go in here, for example, I can just hit, let's say, I can search for an address that I'm looking for. And let's make sure it's a real address. And what will happen is once I start to get these suggestions, it will give me two options. It will give me an option to search for this address using the MLS data or search for this using public records. So again, this would also appear if I were to type in, let's say, the APN number for a property. If it was listed, it would give me some MLS information and it will show me what is the current status or information about that particular listing. If it hasn't been listed, it will allow me to view just the public record details and have information about that property. So even if a property has never been listed before, you can still find it as long as they have a recorded sale in the public record. So I can click on this, I can get to the results and view the property and view some information about it. I won't go into the detail report just yet. But again, if I go in and now do a typical search, let's say I want to search for properties around Beverly Hills, you'll see that we now kind of show the results within these different tabs so that you can manage what you want to view when you're looking at these. So we have a tab for the MLS results where we can go in and look at all of the listings that have been found within my search, or we can go to the public records side of it and view all the public record results that are shown. And then I have another tab, a third tab for my selected properties, which allows me to manage just the ones I've selected. Maybe those are a group of properties that I want to share or do something with. Now, going back to the top here, we can refine our search a little bit more. We have some quick filters like our property types. So let me just select, for example, single family to start to lessen these results. I can zoom in on the map as well if I really want to hone in on a particular area or get the results. And then we have our typical price, beds, baths, and we also have this within status. We have our typical statuses. So just like Uzman talked about earlier about them as exclusives, you can find those as well on Search Plus. You can search for coming soon. You can search for any other statuses that we have. In addition to that, you can search for public record information. So you can get down to the parcel level on the search and get the results that you need from any area or any location. Initially, when you select public records, you're going to get everything. So right now I'm looking at about almost 500 results that my search has found in public records. However, we have this option that is really helpful, and this is where the power of Search Plus comes in, is being able to identify properties that have sold off of the MLS. So we have this sold off MLS only toggle. When I select that, it's able to now filter the public record results that I had found. Let me go to, let's just select active to kind of clear this up. So you'll see my active results in green, and then you'll start to see the public record results in this purple color. And these public record results are properties that have a recorded sale within the last 6 months, but were not listed on the MLS. There is no matching MLS number to these properties. So from here, what I can do is I can go in and look at the details of this property and find out maybe more about it. But first, let's go into one of these active results. So we'll go into an MLS listing here. We'll select the property and we'll kind of show you how it looks like with our new all-in-one report. So our all-in-one report is able to take all that information that we have from the MLS data and also provide kind of a side-by-side view of what it looks like with the public record information. So it's our most comprehensive report yet. We have nice big images that we can view and scroll through to take a look at the property and view the features. As we continue to scroll down, you'll have access to everything you're normally going to see on the reports. Right now, we're looking at an agent version because I'm logged in, I'm a member, I'm looking at the agent side. When this gets shared, we will be sharing the client version of this report. And I'll show you maybe a little bit later how you can customize this report and make sure it looks the way you want it to look. But as we continue to scroll down, you'll start to notice that there are some information on here in either a different color or is tagged differently. So on, for example, contract information here will show you, like, for example, the list date. We see the list price, what type of sale it is, if there's any disclosures. On the right-hand side, we also get information from the owner. So we see who the owner is. Is it owner occupied? What is the type of deed, what is their mailing address. And as I continue to scroll down, that public information just gets more and more visible. So I can see things like the tax information from previous tax years, and I can even see information about the property itself. And sometimes I'm able to see it side by side with the MLS data. So as you can see here, when I'm looking at the structure information, I'm looking at the bedroom count, or I'm looking at the square footage, things like that. I can see what the listing contains when the agent submitted the listing to the MLS, and I can see what public record has listed. So this really helps surface some items that maybe will bring some questions or address something that I was looking at or concerned with about the property. So for example, this property has a different number for public record than it does on the MLS. So that can lead to another question or lead me to reaching out to this agent, figure out what type of additions have been made to the property. I can see the square footage is different. So I can view things like that without having to navigate to another source or another platform like public records. So this helps save a lot of time because you're not doing that back and forth, and you're able to just pull the information you need from the Search Plus platform. So again, I can continue to go down. We have an area that will display the ownership history, so you can see the past sale, what the past sale amount was. We have some information about the neighborhood as well that we highlight with our local logic information, some characteristics about things like transportation, services that are nearby in the neighborhood, or the character. So again, any of these listings or any of these reports, I can select. I can also grab, maybe I want to grab a few of the public record option results that I found. And now that I have these selected, I can go in and I can share these properties. So just like on the listing search, you can share it through email, you can text message it, you can send a copy of the link. So it's very flexible with how you want to share those features. You can also print the reports for these properties, or you can export this information into a CSV. A couple of other things we also provide is the ability to choose how you want to view this information. So right now we're looking at this in a gallery view where I have these large, beautiful pictures showing the property. But if I want to look at more properties at once, I can switch this over to a list view. And this list view will give me that more familiar one-line report that I'm used to. I can also expand this so I can make it full screen, and I have more width to manage and view all the information about these properties that I'm reviewing. So again, this will work in both the gallery and the list view. Additionally, so let's go into a public record report now that we want to view. Because this is only pulling data from public record, it's going to be a little less information than what you're used to seeing on the detail report. So it's not going to have all that extra details. It's just going to have the information we pulled and we're getting from public record. So again, we have that contract information, tax history, some land information, information about the mortgage history, location, ownership history, sale, sold information. So it's pretty basic, but again, this allows me to see when this property sold and what it sold for. Whereas before, I would have completely missed this property. And this is especially helpful if you're creating CMAs, let's say. So you're creating a CMA, you want to make sure you have all the sales around that area to give maybe your seller or even your buyer a good price point, right? So with this, you're able to see that information, you're able to make better choices because now this is included in that MLS data that you had in the past. So it just really helps complement your reports or anything that you'll be sending to your buyers or your sellers. In addition to those features, you also have your standard options when you're using your searches, like you can draw your shapes, you can save your shapes, and you have access to all of your saved shapes already from the listing search. So there is some cross-compatibility and interoperability between the listing search and Search Plus. So all of your shapes will be here. I can save a shape and it will also appear in the listing search. So you can switch between the two systems. It's pretty seamless. You also have access to the same tools. So all the layers, the parcels, your explore options, the ability to use the local map tool, that's all available as well within Search Plus. A couple other things I want to highlight or mention is when we go into the filters, you'll see the typical listing filters. You can search for any filter. However, there is a section down here at the very bottom that we have called sold off MLS filters. And this will help you really just filter and narrow down the public record results that your search has found to whatever it is that you may want to look for. For example, one great way to use these filters is the owner name. Let's say you have a buyer or a seller, you want to search for them and see what other properties they might own. You can put in their name here and it'll bring up everything. And again, this is not just limiting it to listings on the MLS. We're also looking at public record data. So it's going to bring up all those public record entries based on all the properties that they own. You can also filter it by the mortgage amount, home valuations. Maybe you're only looking for absentee owners or owner occupied. You can do all of that within the Search Plus. Distressed properties is there. You can modify the sale recording date range. So if you want to look for just a property sold within a certain date or even a certain deed type, those filters are available to use alongside the MLS filters that you're typically used to seeing. All right. One last thing is the ability to save these searches. So again, I have this search, I have my results. I'm looking at both public record and MLS properties. One thing I can do is I can save this search so I can get notified, just like you would with a typical listing search. You can get notified, you can save this search for a client or yourself. I can turn on the email notifications, I can send myself a copy, and I can manage all these notification options that are available within the Save Search tool. Uh, so again, I encourage everybody to go in, try it out, see how much time and effort it saves you. And again, the main highlight is just really the ability to surface those listings that were maybe not as easy to find in the past. Now it's as simple as one click, sold off MLS, and those listings are there for you to be able to view. Okay, so let me see if I have any questions. So one question is, will we lose Realist? We're not going to lose Realist. We're still going to keep Realist. We are just offering some public record data in this tool. But if you want a full set of features or everything that Realist has, because Realist has maybe more details or more reports, or they offer the ability to purchase documents and deeds and things like that, we are still going to keep Realist. So Search Plus is not replacing it. It's just enhancing the existing search and kind of making it intuitive, modernized, and just more comprehensive. Um, all right. So with that, if there's no other questions, we'll hand it off to our next speaker. Thank you.
Thanks for that, John. So our coming up, we have Stephen Pastores from Rent Spree to tell you about the tenant to homeowner nurturing the rental market to really help those that kind of work in the rental market as opposed to the seller's market, and how Rent Spree is helping you do that. So thanks, Stephen, for being here, and take it away.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Anthony, and everyone for having me on this morning. Let me go ahead and get my slide share going here. So, as Anthony was saying, this is a prime month to discuss how to nurture the renter market because June is National Homeownership Month. And even though the for sale market is still the most lucrative part of the real estate industry, working with rentals, especially in a city like Los Angeles, can be a really valuable part of your business as well. The majority of renters today still want to purchase a home in the future. So how do you nurture those renters to become home buyers? And you will use tools like RentSpree to help you accomplish those goals. Those are some of the things that we're going to talk about this morning. I currently work with over 20 MLSs and associations across the US, including all the MLSs in California that have partnered with us. And my role is focused on agent education, really showing you how rentals can be a pathway to success in today's market and how to turn today's renters into tomorrow's buyers. So for today, we're going to cover the renter opportunity, why every renter is a future home buying client, the cost of renting versus buying. Then we're going to flip the conversation to discuss nurturing campaigns that actually work, how to capture the flip side so you're ready to work with the renters of today and then the buyers of tomorrow. And then we're going to weave it all together by discussing how RentSpree can accomplish those goals for you. Let's start off by discussing the renter opportunity. In the US, more Americans are renting than ever before, but most of them still want to purchase a home in the future. Most people these days are renting out of necessity, not necessarily preference, and the majority of people still intend to buy when the time is right. If you're an agent and you serve the renter today, you have an opportunity to earn their trust and win their purchase tomorrow. So it's kind of a little bit of reframing that's going on here. You want to make sure that your job isn't just to sell and buy houses, it's to give all of your clients a plan and be the advisor who guides them there if they're not ready to buy a home right now. Here's a little bit of the opportunity illustrated with some hard numbers. About 45.3 million households in the US are currently renting. This is an all-time high in American history. 35% of all US households rent rather than own, and one renter relationship can turn into another lease, a purchase, and even a future sale. Now let's discuss a little bit about the cost of renting versus buying. The idea here is that you want to develop conversations that are data-driven. If you're working with a client that is not ready to buy in LA right now, that's totally okay. And in some cases, the conversation may turn to they may actually be saving some money if they rent over the first 2 years of their partnership with you versus buying a home. So here's kind of an easy way to visualize those differences. We've had a lot of realtors that utilize RentSpree work off this same script. It's a renting versus buying analysis. The conversation starts like this. Renting can solve a need for you today, but it doesn't build you anything. There's no equity. You're basically paying your landlord's mortgage. And at the same time, you may have no other option, right? So the idea is that you have to walk renters through their own numbers. What is their current rent? How much is that rent expected to increase? And what home ownership could possibly look like? You want to be very mindful that this becomes a conversation and not a pitch, and let the data do the work for you. So on the left-hand side of our screen, we have a visual representation of the cost of renting versus buying. So over the next 7 years, your renter in this particular scenario would have paid over $240,000 in rent with absolutely nothing to show for it. But in the same amount of time, if they were to become a homeowner, they would instead hold over $170,000 in equity. So don't make it too complicated. Kind of make everything in plain English and easy to understand, and let the data do the work on your behalf. Now, here's some ideas of how to run that renting versus buying script. Number one is starting with the numbers, understanding what their current rent is, how long the lease is running for, and any annual rent increases that they've already absorbed. Then reframe renting as a cost. Rent is 100% interest paid to a landlord with no equity in return. And then look at the alternative, right? Looking at that graph that I showed you in the previous slide, sketching out equity, appreciation, and tax benefits over the same time period, and then ending with a step that doesn't give them any pressure. Just say, when you're ready, here's what getting mortgage ready looks like, and keep the door open for that conversation. Here's a quick overview of some nurturing campaigns that work. So if you work with a renter starting today and they get placed into a lease for the next 12 months, you have some opportunities for you to maintain the relationship with the renter, even if you've only used a tool like RentSpree for tenant screening. Here's a quick little overview of how you can set up this 12 to 24 month workflow. Month number one is welcome and lease setup. Add your client to your CRM and set expectations that you'll continue to maintain the relationship with them over time. Month number three is a great opportunity to share a neighborhood and update on interest rates. Month number six, introduce the renter versus buyer comparison and graph. Month number 12 is when they'll likely be up for a lease renewal. And this is a great opportunity to gauge their goals and see if they're ready to buy a home. If they're not, and they choose to renew the lease for another year, that's totally okay. In month 18, you can get them introduced to a lender and start getting them to get their credit score in a good place. And then after the second lease is up, that's when you're fully ready to convert them to a buyer client if you've been maintaining that connection with them over the last 2 years. So here are some quick tips on how to make your nurture campaigns effortless. Number one is rely on automation. Build out your email campaign in a CRM and let it run on autopilot. All you have to do is make sure that the emails are sent out on a regular cadence, and you will be able to track the open rate, click-through rate, and many other metrics as well. Make sure that you're leading with value and sending your clients market updates and helpful tips, and not constantly asking them for any requests. And then remember to mix your channels. You can use email, text, and even the occasional mailer to stay top of mind. And then make sure that you have those off-lease dates in mind. So those are the dates when your client's lease agreement is coming up to a close. And then how do we capture the flip side, right? So how to make sure that you can position yourself to handle a rental today and the purchase and future sale down the road is having this mindset that one relationship with a renter can become many future transactions down the road. Start by placing them in the rental property, then spend the next year or two nurturing them and becoming their trusted advisor. And then once that time period is up, understanding that you can convert the renter into a buyer, and then leveraging them to possibly work with their friends and family. So the idea here is you stay the agent of record at every step of the way, and today's renter can fund your pipeline for years to come. So here's a quick little overview, just 4 simple steps of how you can position yourself as an advisor for every step of the rental process. So let's bring it all together by discussing how RentSpree can accomplish these goals for you. RentSpree's goal is to help you simplify the entire rental process from listing to lease. We've been a partner of the MLS for about 5 years now, And we initially started off our partnership by offering a integration with the MLS where you can choose Rentspree as your tenant screening provider. However, instead of just offering you tenant screening, we've expanded our product to help you market your listing. We'll provide you with a secure rental application link that you can distribute to any interested renters. And then lead generation, right? Because we offer you the supply link, you can copy and paste it anywhere you advertise your rental. We have seen realtors put the application link on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, third-party listing sites, etc. We've also seen agents use a QR code that has the rent spree link embedded into it. Once you start getting interested applicants submit their applications, you'll be able to conduct a full tenant screening process with them. And that is going to include 4 key items. Number 1 is the rental application. Number 2, a credit report. 3, a criminal background check. And 4, eviction history. I imagine many of you are also members of the California Association of Realtors. And if you are, we have an exciting update. You are now able to automatically include the CAR LRA form, which is otherwise known as the rental application form, in your rent spree screening package for no additional cost and automatically included after you validate your CAR membership on rent spree. So once you validate your membership and you opt into rent spree via the MLS, the CAR form will automatically be included as your default rental application of choice, and you will be able to stay compliant with state laws. Lastly, once you finish up screening all of your tenants, you will then be able to help move them into the property. Rentspree provides you with adverse action letters, so you can either accept or decline the applicant depending on if they were qualified or not. And then we also offer you tools to upload a copy of your lease agreement as a PDF file so your renters can sign it electronically. So the goal of this platform is that it replaces the many different tools that you were probably using to handle leases in the past and consolidate everything into one system. This system is designed to help protect both agents and renters. So because everything is done digitally, we verify your applicants using 2 different ways. Number 1 is they will provide us with their social security number or their individual taxpayer ID number. Using either of those 2, we'll be able to ask them a couple of challenge questions to verify identity. If they can't answer them correctly, they'll be locked out of the rent spree system. And then because the applicants pay the screening fee directly to rent spree, there's no cost for agents to use this platform. In addition, if you want to go a step further and get your applicant's income verified, Rentspree offers a $10 add-on that provides you with a Finicity-powered income verification report. And this covers the last 2 years of your applicant's income, and it details line by line every single income deposit they have received over the last 2 years. In addition, with our partnership with TransUnion, we help you pull applicants' credit scores with no impact to their credit history. So this is a fantastic option if you have clients that are applying to multiple homes and they're concerned that their credit score could be affected. With Rentspree and TransUnion, that is never an issue. And then we also help you stay organized because as you have your application submitted, everything can be viewed directly on your Rentspree dashboard, and you can help plan ahead and refer those renters to other landlords or property managers in the area. So for those of you that don't have a Rentspree account, I invite you to scan the QR code on the right-hand side of our screen. This will take you directly to our co-branded website that we have designed exclusively for the MLS members. If you don't have a smartphone handy, that's totally okay. I'm going to go ahead and paste the link into the chat. And you will also be able to access Rentspree using that dedicated link as well. If you log onto your the MLS dashboard, you may also notice the Rentspree tile. And if you access Rentspree via the tile, you will be able to use your same username and password as you use for the MLS to activate your free Rentspree account. So this is a fantastic benefit. We do partner with multiple other associations and MLSs in California. And we do offer a variety of support options. So if you would like to learn more, or if you would like a more detailed one-on-one demo of the product, I'm going to give you some resources that you can use to get started. Number one is our support email, which is support@runspree.com. You can also reach out to us at our phone number, 323-515-7757. Or if you would like to have a consultation with me directly, I'm also going to leave my email in the chat as well. I am based in the Los Angeles area, so feel free to reach out to me with any questions or feedback. And our customer support agents are also based on Pacific time as well. You can reach out to us at from 7 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. In the afternoon Pacific time. So that was all I had for you this morning. Thank you so much, Anthony and the team, for allowing me to present. And I believe we have a special giveaway coming up.
Ye- Yes, we do. Let me pull it up for you, and then you just tell me when you want to spin the wheel. For anyone that has any questions for Steven, post them in the chat, post them in the QA section. We will answer anything, or he will answer anything that he just talked about. And let me just pull up the wheel. Right. Okay, so however you want to do it, you can do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. You can, however you want to go about with this wheel.
All right, let's do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, Anthony.
All right. Go ahead, start it up.
3, 2, 1.
Go. So again, for anyone here, the winner must be in the chat and raise their hand so that we can confirm that you're here to receive your prize. Carrie.
Congratulations, Carrie.
Carrie, are you here with us? Ah, there you are. Okay. Perfect. So, as I mentioned earlier, the $25 Amazon gift card will be sent to you via your email, the email that you signed up with for this webinar. So, Carrie, congratulations. We will be sending that to you. Again, Amazon gift card, basically as good as cash. And before Steven goes, if anyone has any questions, um, definitely ask them now before he's gone forever. But otherwise, thank you, Stephen. Thank you for presenting with us, and we will move on to our next section, which it looks like is going to be about MLS Go, the mobile app for our agents.
Thank you so much, Anthony, and thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day.
All right,
Bye.
you have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and so the MLS Go app will be presented by Usman for everybody. So we're going to move forward with that one.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Stephen, for that wonderful presentation. Here we are going to get into the exciting mobile world of MLS Go. So, a little bit of background for those of you who maybe do not have the app yet. The app name is MLS Go. It's available on all of the platforms. So, if you just go over to your app store, which I will do, and if you just search for MLS Go right here. And looks like the first suggestion right here up at the top would be MLS Go. So I'm going to go ahead and open the app. So uh, so yes, the great world of mobile app. So here we have a mobile app that can not just do a lot of the things that the system can do, but also is a great tool and an engagement feature for you to collaborate with your clients. So there's quite a bit of information here that you can pull from the app, but also you can start to reach out and manage your listings as well as manage your elements of your business. And I'll show you some of the exclusive app features that are only within the app that are yet to be on the desktop as well. So quite a bit of excitement here. So let's just kind of start at the highest level. What is the app about? It's a listing search app that allows you to manage your business, create safe searches, manage your listings, photos, open houses, do public record searches nearby as well. So there's quite a bit that's actually packed into this small app, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how we can alleviate and utilize a lot of those features. So as you would expect with a listing search app here, you can see on my view here, I have various pins just displaying based off of my movement and me looking in my area. Primarily, it uses your GPS. You can obviously set your location as well, but the key here is really to be able to come in here, do your robust searches as you would expect. So a lot of the filters you see online, as well as a lot of the statuses and controls you would do in listing search or search plus have been translated over. Not everything, but because as we know, there's a lot of filters, but all of the main filters as well as the filters that allow you to get to a majority of your listings and searches are going to be here. Again, we take a lot of feedback from the users as well. So we add and we've continue to add various filters as the need arises. But I'm going to go ahead and view my results. And again, I can toggle in between. I'm not going to go through all of the details, but you can toggle in between any of these settings as well as switch over to rental properties, etc. So let's go ahead and view results again. Okay, so here I see some basic tags. I can tap on a listing. As an agent, I'm going to have a few different features that a client would have. So I'll point some of those things out. Here I can share the listing. So I'm able to just share through any of my contact methods. I can share within the email system, which would allow me to send a Vesta Plus email from my account, and also it'll save me a copy and I can track the history there. If I just want to use maybe one of my own accounts, my Google account, or I want to text it or WhatsApp, I can always tap on the more option, which gives me all of my native phone controls, and I can go out from there. Or if I want, I can just copy the link for the listing as I would expect. A couple more features. I'm just going to start. I'll point them out, and we'll continue to get through as many as we can. So here I can recommend a listing. So if I want to send this directly to a client, all I would do is go to my client list and tap on my client. And as soon as I tap on my client, it will send that recommendation for that listing, and that will show up as a notification as well as inside the client's activity feed. So that's a great way to recommend listings on the fly, something your client may be interested in getting. So again, how did I do that? I tapped on a listing. I found my contact. If the contact does not exist, you can add them as a contact and as well as invite them to the app. They do need to be logged in and invited to the app in order for them to access these features naturally. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I went ahead and I clicked over to the More menu. And here within the More menu is really where you're going to see all of the additional features that we release, as well as additional options for you to interact with the mobile app will be showing up within the More menu. So briefly scrolling through here, I see a few different statuses. On the right side, I can see a couple different elements here. I see there's an active, there's an invite option, there's a pending option. So all of these options relate to the client and their invitation status. So here I've invited the second user, Brent.Garapi, and I can see, or sorry, the last user, Billy, I've sent an invitation to, and I can see that it's pending by the pending icon and text. Here I can invite Brent if I want by tapping on the invite. I can tap on that. That will send an invitation. Also, I can see here I have a couple users who are already on the app, Bill Jones and Bill Smith, who I previously invited to the app, and now I can see that they're active on the app. So I can tap on their name briefly, and just to get a little bit more information, I can see here their name. I can see if I've recommended any listings. Also, I can tap in to see if that user, if my client has been favoriting any listings and what favorites he's been interacting with. So it's a great way to get an idea on your client's behavior, as well as you can view their activity, which is going to be client specific. So within the activity, you can see anything that's been set up as a safe search or that the client or yourself has set up for that agent, then or for that client will actually be showing up in this list as well. So how do I save a safe search? I'm here back on my filters page, my map screen. I can tap on my safe search. I can enter a safe search name, test search. I can assign it to a client. I can also keep it for myself, but really the key here is to start engaging with your clients and start getting those interactions built up as a collaborative effort. Here I can control the notification levels, email notification level, as you would expect online as well. The client also gets their own same level of control, and within their controls, they can modify any of those, and that will actually allow them to control their own activity. As I can go here and view, it'll allow them to control their own activity preferences, how often they receive app notifications, email notifications as well. So all of that is within the application and allows you to set those specifics as we saw within the safe search itself. Again, completely interoperable between the MLS Go mobile app system and the Vesta Plus desktop system. There, if you create a safe search or if you add a contact within the desktop, you will immediately see it on the mobile app, and vice versa. If you create searches, add contacts, modify any of your listings, immediately that same change will be propagated to the desktop system, and vice versa. Moving on from that, how do I invite a client? Again, I saw that after I add a client, I will be given an option, so I can add myself. Let's say Usman client, and an email address is required for this. So I can add my email address, and as soon as I hit save, I will get the option to invite the client to the app. I can tap yes, which will send an email invitation to your client. You just make sure you have the right email address for your client on file. Once they receive that email, within the email, they can tap and get more information on the app. They can also download the app from the App Store, and using the same email address that you invited them with, as you can see here, you you can the a client will be able to log in and get their login set up, and immediately once they get logged in, they will see any saved searches you've created for them, any recommendations, any interactions you've had will immediately show up on their side of the app, as well as start building your activity based on their safe search results, as well as if they favorite listings, etc. If I want to encourage the user to get the app and maybe they haven't downloaded it yet, I see it's been pending for a while, I can simply tap the pending icon again, and it will send another MLS Go invitation out as well. Okay, moving on from there, we can manage our listing photos. This is a new feature we added several months ago, but here I can see any of my listings that I have within my inventory can easily be managed. So there's quite a few interactions here, and I'll point out a few of them. So I can quickly resort the order. I can drag and drop the order of a photo. Maybe I want a new main photo. I can pull a new main photo. Maybe I want this one right there. That will set the photo as the new main photo. I can also tap any of these icon or any of these circles that allow me to check off any of these listings. I can see controls at the top. Now I have the option to set main. I can unpublish a photo. I can delete photos. I have access to my unpublished photos. I can also further manage these photos by tapping the photo, which gives me more detailed type of interactions. You can see here, I can replace the photo, publish, crop, and manage it even further, add a caption, edit the caption, etc. Okay. Also, if you want to upload a new photo, we have a new photo upload feature. So, if you're at a listing location and you just take a photo, maybe from your cell phone, or maybe your photographer has sent you an album link and you have access to it on your phone, you can easily upload any of the photos directly from your mobile device. And, as cameras get better, this is an added convenience. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next feature. Here within the listing management profile side of it, you can come in and manage any of the quick edit type features that you would on desktop as well. So quickly seeing here, I have access to various elements. I can update the status, I can update the list price, remarks, expiration date. I can toggle on and off the showing options. As mentioned earlier, if it was an MLS exclusive listing, you will also have access to the privacy options. So you'll see here, as you tap into any of these, you can interact with any of those elements, and immediately, as mentioned, those will be synced on with the desktop site as well. A couple more features as I go through the list. You can pay your dues as well here. This is a link that we provided, more relevant to membership due time. We have public record search. You can tap in here and have quick access to that. We also give you access to Ribingi, one of our partners. That's not just from a general search standpoint here, but also on the listing detail, which I'll point out shortly. And a great new feature we added was being able to manage your open houses. This is a highly requested feature. You can see in here, I'm able to manage, create, and set open houses so easily and quickly by tapping into one of my listings. I can set up various open houses. I can manage the open houses. Also, by going through the wizard, you will actually get a few more options, which I'll show you. We added an AI feature here, which is similar to a ChatGPT type feature integrated within the mobile app. And what can you do with this? You can create various marketing elements such as open house listing cards, and you have the ability to actually come in here and create anything you want from a marketing standpoint that will go on your open house card. So this will take your marketing remarks, read your marketing remarks, condense it down into a 200 character summary. And if you're happy with the summary, you can go ahead and utilize that, and it'll build you a nice, beautiful, shareable card that you can create and use to market your open houses. I can see here quickly my open house details. I'm going to go ahead and confirm the open house. So here I'll see that I've created open house. I see that it's a downloadable card. I can tap on download to download it to my photos, or I can share it directly here, and I'll show you how you can access this as well. But within this form as well, you can see has all of the pertinent open house information. It has my agent information as well as my AI generated summary. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Again, I can manage any of my open houses. I can add new ones, but really the cool part here is all of these open houses and cards that I've created. I can go to my calendar now, and this new feature within MLS Go specifically gives you access to various elements. So I can see anything that I've created from an open house standpoint, or from a showing standpoint, or even a buyer tour will now show up in my calendar, which allows me to manage everything within one consolidated view. So let's go ahead and tap on one of these open houses. I can see here it's set for the date and time as well as all the details. And again, from here, I can download, share it directly. I can add it to my social media if you want to add it to your LinkedIn or in its Instagram stories, as well as being able to manage it. So with that said, you can also see your various showings. So, this is showings you can see on desktop as well, but I encourage you to come in here and view the the MLS Go version because we have various marketing elements here. You can see the showing card is also created slightly differently. So within the app, you are not only getting your open houses, but you're getting your showing information as well as buyer tours, which once you've created a buyer tour, you will also have a nice marketable card. So really, there's quite a few things in here that, I encourage you to utilize, come in here, play around with it. We're always adding new features. There's, various things on our roadmap, which we're integrating, additional features, which we'll talk about, like even on the guest site, for example, some AI features. But again, we're pulling those in here, and we really encourage you guys to come in and look at this and see all the exciting fun that's happening within MLS Go. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that, Usman. So the MLS Go app features a tool in it called Rabingi, which we have a guest speaker coming on to tell you more about. Please welcome Nick Siegel to tell you more about this fantastic tool to help you become an instant authority on the market.
Thanks, Anthony, so much. And Usman, thank you so much for the presentation. That MLS Go is getting really robust. I hope everybody uses it because it's a tremendous opportunity. Speed is so important when we're trying to demonstrate the three things that I want to talk about today, and then I'm going to put it on its feet with how Rabingi supports those dynamics. If we consider how we win clients. I've distilled it into three things. It's one, our ability to demonstrate our authority, two, our expertise, and our willingness to collaborate with our clients, be it buyers or sellers. And it's wonderful to have the data, but it's so much more important if you can take a client behind the curtain and open up what goes on in our world. You have a much better chance of doing a couple of things. One, building trust, but then also building that relationship where you start to become invaluable to the equation. Now, one of the key elements of what Rabingi does, it's exclusive to us as members of the MLS. The general public cannot get this tool. So when you consider that you're going to go into a room, meet with a seller, what's the one thing we will always do, I hope, before we go into that room? We will go onto Zillow, we will go into Redfin, and we will see what those third-party aggregators determine as a value because we know our clients have looked at that number. Now, when we go into the meeting, and if I'm having a meeting with Anthony and he's my potential seller, and I say, Anthony, please tell me what you think the house is worth. And he goes, well, that's your job, right? I want to hear what you have to say. And I said, well, okay, I have all the data that I need. Let me ask you a question. Have you gone on to Zillow and seen the value of your property there? Well, Anthony's going to probably say, yeah, I have. I said, well, what'd you think of that valuation? So immediately now I'm going to know whether the seller is in alignment with Zillow or not. And I would say 92% of the time, Anthony's going to go, no, I disagree with that valuation. And the frustration that clients have is they have no way really in real time to put their stamp on what they think the value of their property is. They don't see what really all the comps are. They certainly don't see what the market analysis is doing, the relationship between what's pending, what's active under contract. They don't have all of those insights. Well, with Rabingi, you now are going to be able to start showing them not only the insights, but the ability to collaborate with your clients. You're going to have the ability to pull all the MLS comps that Rabingi pulls up. You're going to be able to edit those comps. You're going to be able to show them the relationship of what the market is doing around their price point. And I'm going to demonstrate all of this in a minute, but I just want to give you an overview of it. You're also going to be able to sit down with a client and say to them, well, what have you done to the house? And what improvements have you made? And you're going to be able, in real time through Rabingi, be able to not only honor those improvements, but you're going to quantify those improvements. So we're going to, in real time, create evaluation at every step of the way. The client is going to see how together you've come to this analysis. And at the end of that analysis, because you've shown them the comps and you can pick and choose the comps you want to use, you see if the market's hot or cold, what your competition is in real time, and you've honored all of their improvements. That's what a listing presentation is, right? Or if you're working with a buyer, you're going to go through those same quantitative dynamics as well. Well, they redid the kitchen. We got to give them some value for that. Or it's on a busy street, so we got to take value away from that. So without further ado, let me show you what we're doing here. Can I share, gentlemen, my screen?
Yeah, you should be able
Okay,
to
great.
share, no problem.
Great. So I'm going to share. Let me get off of this. This is the MLS. Now, thanks, Usman. You shared the single sign-on dynamic of what the MLS and Rabingi does. So right here is a button. Now, if you have a subscription to Rabingi, and let's get to the punchline, 19.95 a month. So as you look at what I'm going to share with you, um, if you see the value of that and you think you can create for $240 for the year, can you get one more client? Can you close one more deal? Let's see if proof is in the pudding. If you can do that, it's probably a worthy exercise and investment for you. So I click on this button, and in real time, let's say you have a client who likes this property, and they go, "What do you think about this property?" If you've seen the property, great. If you haven't seen the property, it's wonderful to be able to have a host of data points that you can articulate to the client that, again, makes you an instant authority, gives you the ability to demonstrate your expertise, and the ability to start working in collaboration. Now, what's interesting is I'm going to shrink you guys because I see you guys. This is listed for 3,350,000. Okay. Now, in the time it took me to start articulating what Rabingi does, we have not only the details of the property, we have a range of value as well, which is very important. We also have the ability to see what the market condition is in real time. Now, it's interesting, and what you don't normally see when you look at a market condition that's warm, the property, the list price, ideally, if it's well priced, is going to be very much in alignment with what we think the initial valuation is. But the most important thing you can ever do with a client is not jump to quick conclusions. So this detailed analysis is only a the foretelling of what the marketplace is. So in real time, you can say, well, listen, you love this property. I think it may be a little rich, but let's take a look at it. Just came on the market 5 days ago. It's a 3 and 2. It's about 1,750 square feet. We see the lot size. Now, the market between 2.4 and 3.6 in that area in Santa Monica is really warm. So that's an interesting dynamic. So let's drill down a little bit further. Now, what you've got is this dynamic, and you can hit view market heat. You can see and drill down which each one of these properties are based on what's active, based on what's active under contract, what's pending, and what's sold. Now, what Rabingi will do, it will give you similar properties to choose from. It takes a lot of not only the guesswork out of it, but also it zeroes in on properties. So all of these properties are going to be similar square footages. They're going to be similar lot sizes. They're going to be similar beds and bath counts. Not exact, but at any given moment, you could click on one of those properties and you can see that this property is an active under contract. You can drill down and see what it is. Well, this is a church, for God's sakes. I'm not sure what there's, I guess it's residential and they're selling it. I can't even speak to that. I've never seen a church come up for sale in a residential area. Let's look at another property. Let's see what this property is that sold just recently. That sold 1,500 square feet off market in March 31st, 2026. Three and two also slightly smaller, and that sold for 2,850,000. Now, the beauty of Rabingi is I could at any given moment click on Rabingi it and Rabingi any property that we're using as an analysis. But remember, up in the upper right, I've got the subject property that I'm comparing it against. So you can start to drill down and see what the market heat is. This is refinements. Now, you'd use refinements if you were talking with a seller. I'm going to stay with this property as a buyer for a second. Let's look at the sales comps that were used. Now, we got a lot of different comps to use as an analysis. We also notice that the property, the subject property, in this case called the target, is higher than the vast majority of the comps. Now, take a look. Notice that within zero point 0.4 of a mile, zero point 0.7 of a mile, zero point 0.7 of a mile. You have all of these different comps that you can choose from. That's pending. It's 2,495. It's 1,556 square feet. Do you start to see, and I say, well, let's go inside this house. Let's see what it looks like. Now I'm pulling all my data from the MLS, so it's pristine data. And what Bingy is doing is it's giving me the ability to nimbly, with my client, start to look at all the different dynamics. Now, notice these are checked. Now, as I scroll down, these are the comps that we're using. These are the comps that Rabingi didn't want to use. Now, maybe for a host of different reasons. Maybe the condition of the property wasn't similar. Maybe it was outside the immediate area. But you notice we have so many comps to choose from, and we can zoom in and we can start to see, well, the vast majority of these sold properties are bigger and richer than the subject property. So we can start to do an analysis, talk to the client, and let's do this. Let's say we see a property here. Let's say for some reason we don't want to, these comps weren't used. Let's say we don't want to use this property on Pier. Okay. We look at it, we go, it's off the market since February 2012. It's too old a comp. Let's not use that comp. Let's not use Marine. I'm just randomly doing this. Let's not use this comp. Now, once I've done that, I hit apply. I'm going to get a whole new valuation because I've gone through new comps. And as opposed to you doing it in your head, as opposed to you trying to get a spreadsheet together and trying to get an average price per square foot, what Rabingi is going to do is it's going to incorporate the the ultimate comps that you use. It's going to feather it through the market heat, which is the relationship of what's active in that immediate market relative to what's active under contract and what's pending and what's sold over the last 90 days. Now you notice the needle did not move that much from when, after we did those different comps. So suddenly we start to go, we still think this property is a little rich. So then guess what we get to do? When we write our offer, our client wants to write an offer on it. I get to call the listing agent, which I can find right down here, and it's Mike Deasy. And I go, Mike, call him up. I said, Mike, my client's interested in your house. Thanks so much for showing it. But I can't seem to come up with a justifiable value at the 350. Who priced this property? Did you price it or did your client price it? Now, odds are the client priced it. So then you go, well, Mike, what do we do here? I've got all this data. The market is still warm. I can see all the activity between 2.4 and 3.6. I have the comps that I used. Tell me what comps that you use. What am I missing in this equation? But you notice all of the data that I need, everything that goes into creating a value that I'm going to articulate with my client, we're looking at it together. Now this works from my phone and it works from my computer, both for Android and Apple. So this is one taste of what Rabingi does as it relates to a buyer. So what I've also got the ability to do, if I was going on a listing appointment and I wanted to see what my valuation was going to be, I can look at the subject property. All I have to do is type it in, go to search, and I can say, all right, I'm going on a property at 3004 Prospect Avenue, Santa Monica, and auto prompt. It's off market. It is going to give me all the details of that property, just like I would get if I went to Zillow and looked at that, but I'm going to get so much more, right? I'm going to get all of the comps that I have to consider. I'm going to get the market heat, which is an incredible way to articulate value with a client as a preamble. If someone says, "How's the market, Nick?" I go, "Well, what market are we talking about?" So, "Well, I got this house on Prospect Avenue." "Oh, interesting. Can you give me the address?" In that time that it took me to type it in and then get all this data, I go, "Oh, okay. So did you pay 2.8 for it? And you bought it in September 10th of 2021? Okay, great. Well, it's interesting. Your market is in good shape. In that immediate marketplace in Santa Monica, you're looking at you got some competition. You got 12 things on the market, but you got four things active under contract. You got three pendings. Those tell us that the market's heating up. And in the last 90 days, there have been eight sales. So we've got a good, healthy market there. Is it four beds and three baths and about 2,200 square feet? Yeah. Oh, no, I did some work to it. Oh, really? What'd you do? Well, I added 200 square feet. Oh, great. Let me put that in. Any other, is it still four bedrooms and three baths? Yeah, it's still four and three. Okay, great. So, did you do improvements to the property? Now, literally, I'm calibrating my listing presentation in real time, pulling the most appropriate comps, getting all the data that I need simply while I'm talking to the person before I even get there. Well, look what it did to the price. How's the market? Now the market's hot between 3 million and 4.5. That's interesting. So, with the fact that you added some square footage, the market has gotten even stronger for you relative to what it was. I can ask them do you have a view? Yeah, I do. I have a view. Okay, well, how big is your view? It's a decent view. I see some of the plans coming in. I said, would you give $100,000 for that valuation? He goes, yeah, I probably would. Anything else? The condition's good. Da, 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 da. You can literally go through all of these dynamics. You hit apply, and you are going to drill down for that person what you think the value is. And you haven't even gotten to the comps yet to solidify that. And you notice I have not thrown out a number yet. I'm just getting information. Now I can look at the sales comps and I can see where the target property is in relationship to the other comps that were considered. I can drill down in there and I can see where we're looking at. I can go, huh, that's an interesting comp. That on Ozone, maybe a little old, but I think that property sold again. I can look at whatever, what's it, 312 here, 3.2 million, Navy, all sorts of opportunities that you have to consider with Rabingi, and I'm just literally scratching the surface. Last thing I want to show you with Rabingi is the ability to cull all of your own inventory. If you've got a team, Carolwood uses this, my brokerage. We have about $1.9 billion of off-market inventory that every single one of our associates can see, and we can match it with all of our want properties, the client, the buyers that we have. It all feathers it together. So when you consider you have a team, you're going on lead, you get leads, you can update them all into your private little hub of your team just because you all have a subscription. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want to command the entire time. Any questions anybody has? I know that there are other presentations to do as well, so I just wanted to make sure I give people the opportunity to chime in. Anthony, are you kind of running point on this? Or are you our
Yeah.
moderator?
So there are a few questions that popped up.
Yeah.
One of them is, can you do month to month with Rabingi, or is it a
Yep.
fixed year payment?
Nope. Month to month. You've got a 14-day trial. You can check it out yourself, see if you like it. And then you can sign up thereafter. It is a month to month situation. I would suggest strongly, though, if you watch the videos. There's a whole Rabingi Academy that'll show you all the different dynamics on how to use it. Take the time to figure out how to adjust the comps, how to adjust the conditions of the property and the values that you give. If you know Craig Lipsey, the appraiser, he's a dear friend and I think one of the most well-respected appraisers in the game. His fingerprints are all over this. We give $3 for a new kitchen, and for every dollar of value that you put in, $2 for every dollar of value you put in for bathrooms. We've really tried to make it as intuitive as possible in the process of creating an accurate valuation. Other
Okay.
questions?
Another question somebody had is how do they email this to their client, or can they email this to their
Yes, you
client?
absolutely can. So there are reports, and we're just updating the reports now. You literally from your phone, you would save your, and there's a video that will show you how to do this. You save the report, which you can edit, and then you know the box with the square box with the arrow going up. You click on that, it saves it to your phone, and then you can send that report to your client in real time, or you can email it to them as well. And what's
Okay,
fun about that is if you're meeting someone at an open house and you're talking about their house and you say, "May I email you the report that we just went through?" And they go, "Yeah, that'd be great." Well, guess what you now have? You now have their contact information, legit, not what they signed in, where they may or may not have given you their accurate phone number.
okay. And it looks like there we had another question that you did answer during your presentation, which is can I add value if I did a remodel, which you did mention that before. Um, And then we just have a few questions to how we access it on MLS Go, which I'll have Usman show a little bit at the end there.
Great.
And then the last question, we have someone asking how to view videos. I don't remember seeing any videos in the presentation.
No,
Is
so
there?
all you do is go to rebingy.com, Rebingy, and it's a made up name. I made it up. So there you have it. So don't you can ask where'd that name come from? Out of thin air. So you go to rabingi.com and you'll see the Academy, and there's a drop-down menu for all sorts of videos, how to use Rabingi in real time. And what we do with the MLS is, and now that we're launched and live, we have the ability to do interactive seminars. Happy to do it. I love talking about this. I want to empower every single real estate agent to make more money and do it at a very affordable cost. We condos is coming. It's only single family homes right now.
All right. And then the last question we have, which is what is the cost? As you mentioned before, it is 19.95 a month. And you can access it through both the MLS website and the MLS mobile app. I believe that is all the questions that we have here. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much, Nick, for popping on and showing everybody about your amazing tool. Definitely super helpful for any agent that's trying to really build up their communication with more clients. Um, and we will be moving on to our next stuff. But again, thank you. We
Th-
will um,
yeah.
probably have
Um,
more Ribingy for everybody going forward. Keep an eye out on our website for more communications regarding that.
I just
Um,
want to thank everybody and thank you guys so much. You're doing a really great job. I truly appreciate what you're doing and how supportive you've been of our initiative as well. So I'll sign off and thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it.
all right, thank you, Nick. And then
All right,
Usman will be showing how to connect to Ribingy on the app and a few other tools on the app that he wanted
great.
to mention. Thank you.
Uh, thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Nick, so much for that as well. And as promised, let me show you how to access the detail report from the MLS Go app. So here again, I'm on the MLS Go landing page. Any way that I can get to the detail page, which is a couple different ways. I can go through my list view, or I can, tap on a pin here, which I'll go ahead and do. Tap on the preview card. So here I've got all my listing information, all my listing details. And if I scroll down a little bit, I will see a Ribingi valuation call to action button. So I can go ahead and tap on that. It's going to pull up the listing. It'll gather some of the information. See it's doing its valuation and give it a second. And bam, you can see right here exactly what Nick was showing you on the desktop version. You have access to this right away. You can see the property information is pulled directly from the app up at the top, and you can easily access that feature. So again, how did I access it? Simply go to the detail view for any listing that you can find on the MLS Go app. Scroll down a little bit, look for the Rubingi evaluation. You can tap the little eye. It gives you a little bit more information if it slips your mind. But here again, all the valuations, all the nice features that Nick talked about are immediately accessible here. And as mentioned, you can always access their site through our More module by clicking on the More Ribingi tab, which will launch the site for you directly, and you can do your searches there. Okay, thanks so much.
All right, thank you for that last little bit, Usman. So moving forward with our statistics tools, we have Jose talking about MarketSnap. I know it's we're nearing the end of our presentation, so everybody hang on. We just have two more things, and then we have the last giveaway for everybody. But we have Jose with the MarketSnap tool for more statistics for you.
Cool. Thank you, Anthony. So yeah, let's take a look at one of the tools that's available to Realtor members. And even if you're not a Realtor member, you also can sign up to use MarketSnap, which is a great tool to pull up like different market trends, different analytics. Maybe you're want to see how's the market like in a specific area. We do have the Market Snap tool that you can use. It is part of the MLS products and services as well, like I showed you earlier. And in here, you do see that we do have an option for Market Snap. So you can either click on this icon in the MLS products and services. It'll take you to the Market Snap tool. But we also have a dedicated widget or portlet on the home page where you can start and run your MarketSnap report. So there's two different options within MarketSnap. We do have the trend line where you can view uh, the market in years. So if you want to pull up a full year or more than a year, you can use a trend line and see how's the market in previous years. Or we do have the snapshot option where you can see a specific monthly snapshot report within a year of information. So let's start off with a trend line where we can go ahead and pull different information for different years. And so under the trend line, we have the option to search by either location, where you can put in a specific area or city or zip code or subdivision, or you can also use shapes. If you have saved shapes that you have done on the listing search tool, you can pull up market trends within that shape as well. So I'll show you how you can run a shape. So, but with the location, like I mentioned, you can put in different a specific area or zip code. So like for example, maybe I want to search in the area number one, which is like Beverly Hills. I can go ahead and put the number one there. From the suggestions below, we can go ahead and select area Beverly Hills, and you can use up to 5 areas. We'll go ahead and put another area. Let's put like area 6 for Brentwood. All right, in case you don't know the area, for example, I can type in the name of the area and I can select from the suggestions below. And so you can add, like I mentioned, up to 5. We'll go ahead and start off with these 3 different areas. Now, timeline, like I mentioned, for trend line, remember, we're doing trend line right now. I can select a time period of years. I can do up to, I believe it's 12 years or 13 years max to go back. But let's say we'll do 3 years. And then the property type. We can select one type at a time. So if I want to look at leases, single family condos, we can go ahead and select the different property types. Now I can also include data for the current month. So what that'll go, it's we'll go from today up to however long time we're selected. And then we can also include any comp only properties or that these are properties that were sold off market that were never included in the MLS or listed in the MLS. Now, if I want to add more criteria, right next to the run report button, we have the criteria button here. And then this will allow me to put in more criteria. If I want to put a specific time range, square footage, lot size, year built, bedrooms, bathrooms, or if I want to include properties with a pool, we can add more criteria there. And so once we add all the criteria, we just create the report that will go ahead and generate the statistics for us, depending on our criteria, our search criteria right here at the top again. We can see that it breaks it down by different analytics. Here on the left side, I can choose what type of analytics I want to view on my graph here. So right now we're looking at active listings. So again, we selected 3 years, so we go all the way back to January 2023. And then these little data points here will show us the actual data for each month, as again, going back 3 years back. So we can view that. We can go ahead and view. I want to see how many listings sold or closed. I can go through the different, again, different analytics here on the left side, and I can read all the different information on the graph itself. So it gives me an idea, a visual idea of what the market was like in the past 3 years in the different areas. And again, by different color representing the different areas that we selected. If I want to turn off an area and just focus on these two areas, I can do so by just clicking on the areas right here. I can change this also from a monthly view. Each little data point again shows me each month in the last 3 years up to today, which is June 25th of this year so far. Or I can again switch this from a monthly and do different rolling back different months. So if I want 6 months worth of data, each data point again will now show 3 months worth of data or 6 months, 12 up to 12 months. And again, we can switch between the different data points. So this is the trend line. Now, let's say I want to now switch over to a different to the snapshot where I want to see specific quarters or months into these areas that I've already selected, right? I can go ahead and switch over to snapshot. So again, this is a monthly snapshot where now I can select different timeline here where I can select if I want individual months, I can just go ahead and select uh, if I want just 1 month, 3 months, a quarter. I can go ahead to full quarters here, select all year of 2025. If I want to go to the current year, again, I can select specific months. Maybe I just want to look at the first 2 months. Or if I want under flexible ranges, I can select the last 3 months, 6 months, or the last 12 months from today. So I can select the timeline. And again, we can put out the areas. I missed that. So let me go ahead and put in the areas again. So we'll do area 1, we'll do area 6 again, which is Brentwood, and we'll do 14 Santa Monica. And again, we can do up to 5 different areas. Okay, and then we go ahead and select our timeline, the property type. Again, we can include properties that sold off market. Okay, and well, again, we have the criteria, or I can just run the report from here. And so once it generates the statistics for us, we'll get the visual graph again, and with the different data points that we can select. And here now we have those 3 months. Again, we can turn off or on the different areas we want to look at, the different analytics. We can select here on the left. Some of these analytics have an option to choose between the average analytics or the median. So some of these might have these two options here. We also, again, can switch from showing us monthly to either roll 3 months back, okay, or up to 12 months again. And then we also have the option to switch between a graph view to a line view as well. Okay, so let me go back here. All right. I don't know what happened here. Let me refresh my statistics here. All right, and then in the market snap report, we can also view our report down here towards the bottom. We can compare, depending on what analytics we're looking at, we can compare to the previous year. And so you'll see here that we're not comparing active listings, but if I want to compare maybe what was the days on market, click on that, and now we can compare to previous year, and we can also switch and I'll pull up to 5 years comparable data. So if I want to compare the last 3 years, I can select that, and now it's going to pull up the current year and then 3 years worth of comparable data. And then here at the bottom, we have the details report, so that when we print this report, we have all the data included in a printed page, all the information available. Now, we also can now include the actual values. So, for example, when I scroll or put my pointer on top of the graph, that's when I can see the actual data that I'm trying to look at. But I can also include the values by just clicking show values, and now I don't have to the need to hover over the graph. I can already visually see the data when I look at some of these analytics. So now we can include that as well. Now, there are some pro features that you can include if you do a or upgrade your pro to the pro option. We have the report feature here where we can see all the data and including the sold properties here at the bottom. You see all the data there. We can always compare to previous year and pull up the previous comparable data. We have the flyer option where we can go ahead and print the data into a single flyer, or we can embed this MarketSnap tool. If you have a website and you want to include this information on your personal website, you can embed the MarketSnap. Now, how do you sign up for the Pro feature? Good question. Let's go over and show you the different options on how to sign up. If you're not a realtor member and you want to sign up for the pro feature, we do provide 14 days for free just by clicking here on the sign up. There's two options. You have the $9.99, which is a monthly, or the annual plan for $999. Select our plan, enter your information, your credit card details, make the purchase, and that'll unlock the MarketSnap Pro tools or Pro features that I just showed you, the report, flyer, and the embed option, and you can use those Pro features. Now, we do have trainings on MarketSnap where we can show you into more details the MarketSnap, or you can always call the help desk and we can walk you through how to get the use of the MarketSnap. Cool. So, any questions on that? Great. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that, Jose. Now we're on to the last thing, which is going to be presented by me, which is pivoting a little bit. We've done a lot of different tech stuff during this webinar. There's been a lot of technical jargon and need to generate reports and other things like that. This next section is a bit simpler, a bit more to a time where it's you just sit down and you read a magazine. So I'm talking about our Southern California Homes and Estates magazine, which allows you to advertise your listing to other agents. It's one of the big ways that you can reach other agents about open houses that you're having, about the big listing you just got that you want to show off or you want people to come and see the open house for. The magazine has been around for over 20 years, actually over 30 years at this point, for you to be able to reach those clients. We have tons of different digital magazines being shown on our website. We also have the print magazine that gets sent to different brokerages throughout the LA area. So it's definitely getting to the right people. We have some testimonials, as you see here, from some top agents. And I'm about to show you a little video that we make for anybody who advertises in our magazine. Sometimes we make little promotional videos for them. So please see this one from Joyce Ray.
Hello there, I'm Joyce Ray, and we have wonderful publicity in the MLS Caribbean for 9016 Thrasher, an exceptional contemporary property.
All right. And so for these videos, anybody who places an ad in the magazine, we will, depending on availability, send somebody out to record a video of the agent speaking during the open house and to show off the house. So it's another additional way that we help you get some more exposure. As you see on the screen here, there is the pricing structure for the magazine between the smaller showcase ads or the full page color ads that you can purchase. Um, and lastly, the additional benefit of placing it out of the magazine is that with our guest site and our new upcoming revamped website that John showed earlier, your listing becomes automatically featured at the top. So as you see on this little bit here, there is a tag um, on the bottom right of this listing that shows that it is a featured listing. And when people search for that area, this listing pops up to the top. So definitely reach out to our help desk in order to place an ad. If you don't know how, they'll be able to walk you through it. And the very last bit is that we have one quick announcement where the MLS Summit, which is for those that know and or those that don't know, is our big in-person learning networking event that is held at the Skirball Cultural Center once each year. Uh, it has been scheduled for August 13th this upcoming year, so about a month and a half away. You can scan the QR code to see the Eventbrite page, but there are plenty of guest speakers from brands that you know, just like we just heard from Rent Spree. You're going to hear from NAR about legal updates, about economic updates, and you'll hear from tons of different guest speakers. So definitely check it out. And that brings us to the end of the MLS Madness, which means the last giveaway. The very last giveaway for everybody here. Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to share the spin wheel, so let me get that going. Um, again, as reiterated multiple times, for the giveaway, you do have to be still here for this last one, and you have to raise your hand once we spin the wheel. So, good luck, everyone. Let's see who wins the last $50 Amazon gift card. Maria, are you here? If you're still here, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we will spin the wheel one more time because it is near the end. So some people have gone off to do like doctor's appointments and other stuff like that. So, all right, we will spin the wheel again. Good luck to those that are still here. Win your prize. Greg.
All right, Greg.
Greg, are you here? Can you raise your hand? Let us know that you're still here.
Still in
He's
the list.
He's next door. Okay, so Greg, congratulations for the $50 gift card. I feel like Greg wins these every time, but he shows up every time. So thank you for that. Thank you for everybody. Greg always wins. Uh, thank you for attending, everyone. Greg's actually in the room next to us, so we did actually see him here.
The lucky
So
guy.
lucky guy always winning from watching this, but
Hmm.
thank you everybody for attending. I hope you learned something new. We will be sending the recording to anybody that would like to review anything said, or also feel free to reach out to our help desk, which is available 7 days a week, and ask any questions you might have. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great one. Thanks for being here.
Mm.